Hey, everybody, welcome back to another edition of the Fantasy Football Expo podcast interview series. That is Trent Hare from Bull Rush. What is Bull Rush? You're going to find out next. And here we are, bull rushing our way back into your TV screens, computer screens, whatever you're watching this on, phone, doesn't matter. We're back for another edition of our interview podcast series, interviewing all of our exhibitors and sponsors and people. So you know about these folks long before you get to Canton, Ohio in August. And right beside me here from Bull Rush is Trent Hare. Trent, welcome to the show. Thank you for being a part of this. I am so excited about you guys. I love this. I just love everything about this. We'll let you tell about it because you're certainly going to tell it a lot better than I am. But I'm jacked for this thing. I love this idea. But how are you doing? Where are you calling from? Tell everybody a little bit just about you.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on the show. Glad to be here. Based in South Florida, originally from Central Illinois, and lived in Chicago for like 10 years. It's really what bred sports into me. If anybody's from Chicago, they know Chicago Bears, Cubs, even St. Louis Cardinals. Growing up in Central Illinois, I watched a lot of Cardinals and went to a lot of those games as well. But yeah, big fan of fantasy football, and I'm glad to be a part of your show and be part of the event soon.
Yeah, too funny. I just did another one of these series interviews just right before yours, and all four of the guys are from Chicago area, just like you are. They actually still live there though. They didn't move. They didn't take their talent to South Beach like you did.
Yeah,
But
they,
all good indeed.
the taxes will get them one day.
Yeah, that's true. Plus, you don't want to live there in the winter when you get older anyway. So that's why everybody moves to Florida. So, anyway, Trent, tell us a little bit about you. Talk about your beginnings in the fantasy football, not the game, not the business, just your first attempt at playing. Who got you in? What year was it? How did you do that first season? Tell a little bit about that history that you have.
Yeah, no, thanks for that. Yeah, no, I've been in the league for now. It's going on 17. This will be the 18th season I've played in the same league with my high school buddies.
Right?
We joined right when it started going to online. And we've played in the same Yahoo Fantasy Sports. I don't know if anybody ever still plays on Yahoo, but we do.
Some do.
But we played in the same league since then it'll be the 18th year. And I tried to join more leagues, but I found like I was in 3 leagues at one time, and I found like it's too hard to like root for people because you have too many people on different teams. But I still do the old school way. I just still play, a 10-person league with my high school buddies, and we've done it for going on 18 years now, and still this day we only put up $100. So it's not even it's more bragging rights at this point.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Back in
Yeah.
college, there was a lot of money.
Yeah, no, it's never for the money. It's always about, especially when it's your friends. Yeah, your high school, college, whatever combination thereof. It's more about them. I mean, so I've been playing the same league. We started in 1985, so now for
Oh, wow.
40 plus years. And the constant abuse that I get from my best friend Frank, who has won more titles than I have in our league, and always questions why I'm the expert. I'm like, yeah, okay. Anyway, I get it. So it's all good.
It's the competition. I mean, that's what people like. To your point, it's more than the money. It's the bragging rights. It's the I'm better than you type of philosophy.
Yeah, I know how to run my football team better than my Browns do. Oh, I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? My bad. So yeah, I get it. So Trent, tell us about that humble beginnings, all your friends, and now we move forward. We're heading here. We're in 2025. Where did the idea for Bull Rush? I like I get the idea, so I'll let you tell about it. But talk about how you got to this point with Bull Rush. Tell people what it's about, how they can get involved, how they can sign up, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, no, certainly. It's been a long road to get here. So my background is not in sports or technology originally. My background is out of college, like most kids that grew up around the Chicago area. I wanted to be a futures trader and go make a lot of money. And so I was fortunate enough to be hired by a very large futures proprietary trading firm in Chicago when I graduated college. Did that for a number of years, and I would say being in the future, that office specifically helped develop like the real competitive side of me. I was always competitive growing up. I ran professionally, for Brooks after college. I was all American college, but like
Nice.
no competition really compares until you start putting money on the line and you're in a room with a bunch of traders. And back then they were really good. They had a scoreboard or a leaderboard of whoever made the most amount of money every day. It was on this leaderboard. And you could go around 100 traders, be like, hey, what'd you do today? What'd you do today? Oh man, I'm gonna do better tomorrow. And so it was that. And then we also played a very high end Perudo game. I don't know if you ever played Liar's Dice, but every year we played Liar's
I've
Dice.
heard of it.
And it's a very, very skilled game. I was joking around with our social media guy the other day. Like, if you ever want to sit down and play $100 game, I'll sit and play with you all day long because it is so skill based. And so, obviously it's like poker. There's a little bit of luck, but it's mostly skill. Same with fantasy. There's a little bit of luck, mostly skill. And so ultimately traded for a number of years before switching to the back office and worked on the brokerage side of the business. That led into helping start one of the largest technology providers to the retail proprietary trading firms. And that's a new phenomenon that's popped over the last 5 years. We were the first ever and the largest SaaS CRM provider to that industry. Mm-hmm. And one of the pieces of technology that I designed when I was there was trading competition software. And people always used it as a lead generation tool. So think of large brokers like Forex.com, and then a lot of these large prop firms go use it to have their traders compete against each other for free for various prizes if they do well. Mm-hmm. And ultimately in 2021, I got the idea. I'm like, why doesn't anybody ever run this like a poker tournament where you pay an entry fee to join and then you trade? Mm-hmm. And the best winner takes the prize pool. I found out quickly the reason why. I spoke with our lawyers. Obviously, you can't do that. That's not legal here in the United States. You need a full gambling license, et cetera. And so basically shelved it. I'm like, okay, let's shelf this. And fast forward about a year, I had other projects going on. I came back to it. Bull Rush was sitting in the back of my mind. What is now Bull Rush? And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to Curacao, spin it up, exclude the United States and just do international for the time being until, we generate enough revenue to justify going and get the gambling licenses. Mm-hmm. If anybody knows anything between 2022 and 2023, a lot changed here in the United States when it comes to game of skill. Right. And especially with sports betting and the whole thing. And so ultimately that helped propel us to say, okay, as long as we can demonstrate what we're doing is a game of skill, mm-hmm. then we can go state by state and get the approvals. And at that point, my mind was racing. And I'm like, okay, let's make this way bigger than just trading. And let's do trading, let's do sports, let's do, I go down the list. I'm like, every skill-based game I could think of, I'm like, let's go do all of these. Right. And so ultimately, it was about an 18-month process for our legal team to go get approved in 42 of the U.S. states. And then we were approved in 170 countries worldwide to operate in. And we launched last September officially with the first version, which was trading competitions, which is exactly what I explained, where it's multi-participant, just like a poker tournament. People pay an entry fee. We give them a virtual amount of money to go trade with. Whoever makes the most money over that duration is the winner and gets the prize pool. Launched last September. We put 104,000 users on it. I'm not sure where it is at today. We're at about 500 to 1,000 per day right now. Yeah. So it's massive success. And, we're off the back of that success. We saw it coming to the end of last year. I'm like, all right, let's start doing sports now because I really want to do sports. And that's always what I wanted to do. Right. So what we ultimately built was a hybrid between fantasy sports, like fantasy football, and sports betting. Mm-hmm. Because right now there's nothing in the market like it. The closest thing you have is like pick'em apps, right. Which is close, but it's not. You're not betting. And so what we did was we did multi-participant skill-based competitions that are based on sports betting. So if somebody joins, they pay an entry fee. We give them a virtual amount of money to go place bets with or picks over a period of time. And whoever makes the most virtual money off of their picks is then deemed the winner and gets the prize pool. So at the concept, that's what we do, but we implement so many fantasy sports elements in there. A big thing in fantasy football, as you know, is being the commissioner of a league. Mm-hmm. We get people the ability to build their own competitions to play against their friends, or they can open up to public and play against anybody. They can fully customize it to fit their rules and what they're looking to do, what sport, what league. But yeah, it's really exciting times. We launched it 4 weeks ago. And we didn't even announce it. We just sort of put it out there because our goal is that we put it in the system. I, get on calls like this and, work with you and other people in the industry to get it to a place that when football season starts here, in August, in September 4th for NFL's kickoff, obviously we want to be ready to go. And we have some really big, exciting things coming for football season.
Yeah, no, like I said, I love that whole, it kind of reminds me of when you used to just pick the winners, but you put what they call confidence points on it. You're kind of doing that, except you're using play money. So, for example, I know like if you set up a league, a competition, and I'm like, okay, 20 people can play, and everybody gets $100,000, but you have to make at least 10 bets for the evening. And it can be anything from the lines to over unders to whatever you guys have in the system, right? And then whoever has the highest return on their investment, right,
Yep.
wins the pool, wins the competition.
Exactly.
I think it's so much fun. I can't wait to get going into it. I know you're going to help me after we're done here to get one.
Yeah, so we have the over unders, we have the money lines, player props will be in there in the next month. On professional sports, unfortunately, we can't do them for NCAA sports, but for NFL, player props is going to be in there. And I know that's such a big thing right now because that's what most of the pick'em apps drive. But to your point, yeah, it's we have real odds coming in from various providers. We don't make the odds; we bring them from a third party, and they're standard across the line. Whether you go to BetMGM, you go to Hard Rock Casino, you go to Bull Rush, the lines will be pretty similar.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a DFS, but for sports betting with pick'ems. It's kind of a nice little cool hybrid. I'm like I said, I'm really excited to get rolling on it. Tell people how they can sign up now and get involved.
So it's free to sign up for the app. So you just go to bullrush.com. So BULLRUSH.com. Right now we're doing a lot of free competitions in there we're just running them every week. And we were planning on doing a lot more free stuff leading up to the season. For us, it's about weeding through any of the potential bugs. It's at the end of the day, it's technology, and you're going to have little things when you launch a new product. Which again goes back to why we launched it now. So we're ready, bug free by August, September. And it's really, humming along. But yeah, bullrush.com, people can go register. I'll tease it out here on your episode, but it'll be in full swing come at your event in August. We are going to do a quasi survivor competition for the NFL season. So it'll be 17 weeks long, multi-round, where each week you have to be in the top 50% to move to the next week. And if not, you're eliminated. And ultimately, we'll get down to a couple, like probably top 10 or top 15 will get paid out. But yeah, it'll be good. It's, week one.
You've got a heck of a pool for that, right? It's 100,000?
Yeah, we're going back and forth on the exact amount.
Okay.
Like
but it's substantial, kids.
That's
for those you looking,
by August, it's going to be there. But it's going to more likely be $100 buy-in, $100,000 minimum prize pool, and then go up from there. Obviously, the more participants we get, the higher that prize pool goes.
Yeah, definitely. Love it. No, it's super cool. Love the idea. And again, it's not a survivor. You're picking one winner a week. You're using that play money to bet, and each week you got to be in that upper 50%. Again, for you people out there, think your prop bets, think you think you got this talent at betting. You get to show it right here when this happens. So this is super cool.
It goes back to the root of what I got bred doing and what most people want is that bragging rights. So like I'm a better sports picker than you. I'm a better odds maker. Like I am better than you at this event.
Right. And because of that, I'm going to win some money.
And obviously, you're going to win a lot of money.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. With that one for sure. So 2023 or 2023, the 2025 Expo is coming up. How did you hear about it? I know this is a new for you guys this year. How did you hear about it? Who kind of told you? Did you find it online? How'd you hear?
Get the gentleman's name. I was speaking with somebody, so I've been doing a lot of outreach to various people in the fantasy sports realm and the sports betting realm. And I was talking to one gentleman, and he's like, "You have to go to this event." He's like, "Let me introduce you to Bob. You have to go. It's the best event in the world." And so that sparked the conversation with you. And we've had 5 or 6 phone calls at this point, you and I, where it just makes sense. I love what you're doing up there. We're really excited for the event. We're a road tripper from South Florida, so we're looking forward to it.
And folks, for those who've been to the expo and you know how the whole layout of the booths are in the air in the arena, they're going to be in the back corner, and they're taking up 2 booths double deep. So they're going to have like a booth-orama kind of scenario going on. So you definitely will not miss them. If you come through the whole thing, you will not miss Bull Rush. They will be loud and proud for sure, taking over that back corner by the exit of the booth. So looking forward to that. Trent, tell people about what you guys will be doing at the booth. Again, giveaways, any fun stuff. How's it going to work?
We always do fun stuff. So yeah, we have lots of stuff planned. So one, we'll do a competition at the event where it'll be free to join, but only for people that attend the event. So you have to be there to win. We'll give away a couple $100. So at the SBC America show, we gave away $250 to the winner. Basically that weekend you just do picks, and then you get the prize at the end of it. And then another fun one that we always do, and make sure you stop by our booth to do this, is we ask you trivia questions. So sports trivia will be this, and you'll win swag. So either, Bull Rush shirts that I'm rocking, or you'll win or little footballs. So if you're looking to win some swag and some cool swag at that, make sure you stop by the booth to answer a couple trivia questions. You get it right, you get the swag. We're all about competition here.
All about competition, all about the swag, baby. Definitely love that. So, Trent, anything else you want to ask me? You want to bring up before we close here? Like I said, love this. If there's anything else you need people to know, or have any questions for me about the expo that maybe you kind of just thought about asking, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, you answered. Like I said, we've been on 4 or 5 phone calls at this point and talked a lot about the expo. So I'm excited about it. I've spoken with a few other vendors that are going to be attending as well. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. I think you put on a great event. I haven't been there yet, but everybody sings your praises. But yeah, we're looking forward to it, and we're going to make a fun weekend out of it. So we'll be there all weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I don't know if we'll make it up Friday before the event, but certainly Saturday and Sunday.
Cool. All right. So I know you play fantasy, right? So talk about who's your favorite pick this year that you want to get in the first round, regardless of where you pick.
I don't know. That's a great question.
I put you on the spot. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one.
Okay, that's fair.
I never, in all honesty, I never even attempt to set my lineup until I know where I'm picking, and we do that in about a month. And then from there, once I know where my first round pick is, then I go through and run all my various lineups.
All right. So if you have number 1 pick, who are you picking?
I don't know.
Fair.
Yeah,
I got Trent. Oh, he's going to be like, he won't sleep tonight.
At the event, come to the event. I will.
Okay.
I will have it written on a board there of who I'm picking. I don't want to give it away, because then if I don't get the number 1 pick, people are going to be taking it from me.
Right. Yeah, they want to steal it from me. Right. I'm going Jamar Chase. Because I did that last year. I didn't pick McCaffrey. Which is probably why I did really well. I made the playoffs in 12 out of my 15 leagues. And I told people, they're like, you must not have McCaffrey. And I said, no. They said, didn't you pick number 1 in any leagues? I go, yeah, in 3 of them I took Chase. They're like, yeah, that's smart.
I've noticed the more I get involved in business, the worse I do in fantasy sports. It's like hands down the worst I get. When we first started doing, I won the 2 out of the first 4 years.
Oh, wow.
And I was always in the top 3. And then the last couple of years, like, I don't even make the playoffs. I always get knocked out. It's like, it's directly attributed to, having young kids,
you had me there.
Yeah. It's, if I get an hour a week to dedicate to fantasy, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, Trent, thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you to Bull Rush for being a big part of the expo. You're taking over the whole back corner, so we're excited for that. So everybody out there, don't forget to get your fantasy football tickets. I know, believe it, hey folks, I don't know if you looked at the calendar, but it's less than 2 months away. August 8th. Today's August 11th. Probably tomorrow when you see this, it'll be August 12th. But yeah, it's gonna go by quick. So get your tickets early. So once again, Trent Hare from Bull Rush. I'm Bob Lung for the Fantasy Football Expo. Everybody take care. God bless. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching. Lock in your 2025 football tickets now at thefantasyfootballexpo.com. Hit subscribe and check out one of these excellent @FF Expo videos next.